Welcome back to Forbidden Knowledge News. I'm your host, Chris Matthew. Tonight, my guest is Peter Saddington. Before I bring him on, I want to remind you to subscribe on lbry.tv. It's now Odyssey. And on Rokfin, this is where you get all of our premium content and all the amazing premium content from every content creator on Rokfin. Just click the link in the description or visit rokfin.com/FKN+ and sign up today. And finally, if you'd like to make a donation to help out the show, it'd be greatly appreciated. That helps us to keep bringing you these amazing guests 5 nights a week or more. That link is also in the description. Tonight, I want to welcome back to the show Peter Saddington. He is co-founder of Emirate Cool Spot, Forex founder, angel investor, and VC. He runs a $10 million fund and focusing on IoT and blockchain. He is author of The Agile Pocket Guide and Gravity, How to Create an Irresistible Brand, Unlimited Deal Flow, and Infinite Possibilities. He is also an Agile coach and certified Scrum trainer. Peter, welcome back. How you doing tonight?
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. That was a very nice introduction. It's amazing that I actually have done these things.
Hey, but, that's it's a great portfolio there.
I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be back, brother. Glad to be
awesome
here.
having you back. Tonight, I'm going to get a little bit off of what we usually focus on and talk a little cryptocurrencies. Cryptos, I believe, I've seen firsthand, the power of cryptocurrencies. I think that they are definitely a smart future investment, especially, even if you're going to start with a little bit at a time. I think now is definitely a good time to start investing in crypto. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been in cryptocurrency since 2011. I bought my first Bitcoin at $2.52. So I have a pretty significant bias towards digital currencies and the value and the future value and the future realities that are going to be leveraging these cryptocurrencies and these digital tokens. And so I might have a very biased opinion, but absolutely, I agree with you. Now is the time to get in faux show.
Now, for those that aren't really familiar and they haven't seen our last show together, could you remind the audience about what you do at Emirate, what Emirate's all about, and what the Helium token is all about?
Great. And I think that's a great kind of segue into this idea of cryptocurrency. So I've been in cryptocurrency for over a decade now. I've built multiple venture funded and bootstrap companies in the cryptocurrency space. I've built meta exchanges. I've built all types of different applications and wallets and these types of things for the cryptocurrency world. And what Emirate.io really is at the end of the day is an outcome of all of my learning. And so a long story short, in 2016 to 2018, I spent almost close to $1 million of my own money to bootstrap mining Bitcoin at scale. I learned a ton, mostly that mining at scale Bitcoin is economically inefficient. So I wanted to figure out how I could mine cryptocurrencies, not Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies in a safe, easy, and frankly, unsophisticated manner. And so what Emerald.io essentially is the outcome of years of research into mining different types of cryptocurrencies. Essentially what Emerald.io is, for those who can see this and are not just listening, we've created a device that allows you to mine Helium tokens for free at home. Really cool. It's 3 steps. You get one of these miners, hotspot miners from us, from Emirate.io for free. You connect it to a mobile app, connect it to your wireless, and now you're earning money. That's pretty much how it works. And so we wanted to figure out how we could bring cryptocurrency to the masses by enabling them to get into cryptocurrency without all the sophistication of hashing and mining and exchanges and fiat off ramps and all this, these really big words. And so Emirate.io really is a culmination of all our learning and bringing mining, personal mining, to everyone all over the world.
That is awesome. We're going to talk a little bit more about the actual miners here in a minute, but I want to talk about cryptos in general. How do you see basically the future of cryptos based on where it is now? Maybe 5-10 year growth. Where do you see it going?
Well, for anyone out there that's wondering, or maybe in the middle of the fence and wondering about, hey, I heard about this Dogecoin thing and Elon Musk, and I've heard about this crypto thing. If you're on the fence, let me give you some real great encouragement for everyone out there. If we look at the adoption curve of technologies, right? If we look at the adoption curve of technologies, there's the early adopters, the innovators, the ones that are willing to risk their entire life and their bread money for this new innovation or this new innovative technology, right? We have passed that. We are now into this early adopter / mass adoption in terms of the curve. And so we haven't got to mass adoption just yet. So this is a great opportunity to get into cryptocurrency because we haven't reached the pinnacle. We haven't reached the threshold. We haven't reached capacity just yet. And so is now the best time to get into cryptocurrency? Absolutely. And it's even easier now with all of the great systems that have been built that, frankly, for those of us a decade ago, we didn't have. We had to write down stuff on paper, our wallets and our addresses, and we had to make sure that we didn't lose them. And so it's easy now to get into cryptocurrency. You can go to Coinbase.com, you can go to Binance US, you can go to all sorts of different exchanges and start learning about cryptocurrency. And some of these exchanges actually give you a little bit of crypto, a couple tokens here and there, for just merely going through the tutorials. As cheap as it may sound, Chris, I've been a Coinbase customer for years now. And frankly, every time they send me an email that says, hey, you can get a couple of these free tokens for watching this 3-minute video. Well, you know what? I watch the video and I get a couple free tokens. So, I'm still that kind of dude. Maybe it's just the whole college theme. Like, if you offer me free food, bro, I'm on it. Just don't make me fill out a credit card application this time, because I think I ended up with like 13 of those by the time I got out of college. Like, credit cards, debt, what is that? I thought the Fed just prints money, so why do I need to care about that? Right. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent here. Cryptocurrency, a great time to get in, my friends. Absolutely.
Definitely awesome. Now, for people that are interested in investing in crypto, what cryptos would you recommend, besides Helium?
Well, Helium is a great token. Obviously, we use that with our miner and Emirate, though we're going to be, I don't want to spill the beans too much, but we're going to be moving into other tokens as well via our company. But I would highly recommend for everyone out there to go to coinmarketcap.com. It's a very popular site that essentially shows in order the most popular coins out there. So you'll see your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Litecoin, right? Now your Dogecoin, your Ripple, your Stellar, your Cardano ADA, your Polkadot. And so I could go on and on and on because I basically have the list memorized in my brain. But if you go to coinmarketcap.com, check out the top 25, check out the top 30. This is always what I recommend to anyone starting out. And just click around and say, hey, does this project look interesting? Is this something that I think could have potential in the future? I think it's important to remember that most people come into cryptocurrency because they saw a news reel. They saw a news flash of like, hey man, there's now all these Dogecoin millionaires, and I want to become one too. Yes. Okay. You got to the site, you got to the exchange because you saw a newsreel. But now it's real time for personal responsibility, which is, if you're going to be investing any type of money into cryptocurrency, you should really invest based on fundamentals. Is it a good project? Do you like the leadership? Are they building applications that you deem valuable for the future? Right? These three things are so important. I got a whole list of things that you should look at, but these are the first three things that I recommend to any person getting into cryptocurrency. Is the project good? Is their leadership solid? And do the applications and the things that they're building for the world, do they actually have value? And if the answer to all three of those questions is yes, then maybe it's worth putting a couple bucks here and there. Now, I also want to say, do not ever play with bread money, right? I think a lot of people, they get into crypto like, oh my gosh, the gains and how much can I make? Don't play with bread money, because you got to eat. So whenever you're investing in cryptocurrency, always invest play money, or amount of money that you could say, you know what, if I lost it tomorrow, it would hurt, yes, but it wouldn't tank me, wouldn't take me under, right? It wouldn't put me in a place of financial risk. And so I always recommend $500. That's a relative statement, but start with $500 and divest that $500 into maybe 5 tokens. So $100 into each token. Learn about it. Enjoy watching the charts daily. You'll start to understand how the cryptocurrency world moves and the markets move, and you'll start picking up on a couple things. And the more that you're in it, the more you'll get educated, the more informed you'll become. And over time, like I was back in 2011 when I just started, you just become more adept at making good calls. And again, you're not going off the deep end and throwing in 10 grand or 50 grand or going crazy. You're just starting with a small number. That's the best way to get your feet wet, get in the game, get educated, get informed, and obviously, hopefully stay in it, because man, I'll tell you, this is the future. This is the future of finance. It's the future of how we're going to be doing exchange in the future. This is commerce 2.0.
What do you think about the big boy of the crypto world, Bitcoin, right now?
Well, Bitcoin is your digital gold. Ever since Bitcoin came out, and I read the white paper in 2010 around by Satoshi Nakamoto, I figured it pretty much was the digital gold. And so far, we've seen that. Now that it's gone up over 50,000, 60,000, it truly is what it intended to be, which is a store of value, not necessarily a daily transactable asset. And so I never looked at Bitcoin. The pundits will always say, hey, Bitcoin, you can't buy coffee because the transactions fees are too high and it takes too long. Yes, that's by design. That's actually part of the security mechanisms behind it. So Bitcoin was never intended to buy coffee at your local Starbucks or whatever, or buy pizza. It was supposed to be a store of value. And so now we have all these other tokens like Litecoin, right, that are valuable and have fast transaction times that you can use on a daily. And let's be honest, now today, I mean, Dogecoin at like 69 cents, and it's really super fast too. In terms of transaction times, and the transaction fees are basically nothing. I tweeted about this, Chris, actually just about a half hour ago. I talked about, if Dogecoin hits $1, how shameful is the USD? I mean, like, the US dollar's been around for what, 200 plus years or something like that. And now we have this meme coin with a dog face on it that's worth the same amount. Like, it's kind of shameful and ironic at the same time, right?
Yeah, it is, but I love it. I love, seeing that, we have this form of currency that's, not controlled and not centralized. It's just a wonderful thing.
Can you imagine a reality, Chris, where everyone's like literally doing real commerce with a coin that has a dog on it? Like, are we living in bizarro world, man?
Well, yes, we are actually. We are definitely living in bizarro world. So a coin with a dog on it is really not that strange when you look at everything else happening around,
Fair
the
enough.
mainstream's talking about UFOs and aliens, so why not have a dog on a coin?
You know what? You ain't wrong, Chris. You ain't wrong.
Right. Yeah. So you mentioned that you're starting out with helium tokens. Why helium? What made you decide on that one to start out with?
What a great question. So Emerald.io, we were trying to find a token and or a project that allowed us to create miners for it. And so we spent a lot of time. I won't go into all the different permutations and experiments we ran, but we ended up finding this project called Helium, which interestingly enough, I had invested in early on in about 8 years ago when it started, 7, 8 years ago. And so I say we found it. Highly suggested it because it's been around for almost a decade now. And I was like, the team's solid, the project's solid. They're going, and this was back in 2019, by the way, they're going to be going into the miner game. And this is an opportunity for us to really leverage this new technology, because what they're doing is they're creating a decentralized wireless network. And I watched a video, long story short, I watched a video by Amir Halim, who's the CEO of Helium, at South by Southwest, and he was talking about helium disrupting the telecom industry. Oof. Now he had my attention when he said that, because if you're in the crypto game, you're all about just, let's get rid of the banks, right? Let's disenfranchise the banks. Let's disrupt the banking, the financial world. But when he was talking about disrupting the telecom game, I was like, ooh, I got you, bro. I see that. I see that. And so when he announced that he was going to be giving the opportunity out to vendors like me to build these miners and help expand this wireless network that anyone has access to, it's not controlled by an AT&T or a Verizon or a big telecom company. It is a decentralized wireless network that whoever gets one of these miners from me for free, you are helping participate in creating network coverage. It's called proof of coverage. And what's so great about that is they've created an incentivization economic model that says, hey, if you leverage your location to put up a hotspot and provide network coverage, we will give you a reward in tokens. And so we were like, wow, this is great. Not only are people participating in a decentralized wireless network, but they're getting rewarded for their efforts for doing so. We can do this. We like this. This is something that we can build for. And so we built a miner for it. We started passing it out, and demand has been amazing. We're growing like crazy. We're about 15 months in to our company now. We're already valued at over $50 million. We're growing like gangbusters. And Helium was exactly the type of project that we felt had the leadership, had the vision for the future, and they actually had applications that were worth pretty much the three things that I was talking about before with you, right? They had applications and dApps that were valuable, that we could see that we could participate in, and obviously we could make money on. And so Helium was a no-brainer. And for those who are really technical, if you give me just a second here to explain this, Helium in the beginning, the Helium token, right? There's three different types of tokens, right? There's utility tokens, there's store of value tokens, and there's security tokens. There's a couple other, but forget those. So utility tokens, store of value tokens, and security tokens. Helium token originally was a work token / utility token, which means the value of the token itself grows as a function of the expansion of the network. So the more that we expand the network with these hotspot miners, the value of the token will go up. Makes a lot of sense. For me as an entrepreneur, this made absolute sense to me. I said, hey, you're telling me that based on my effort alone, the more of these miners I pass out, the more money I can make? The answer is yes. I was like, well, damn it, I'm really good. I'm a hard worker. I could do this. I could do this, Now, what's changed is the economic model shifted. Now that we've moved to a staking mechanism in Helium, the tokenomics or the economic incentives around Helium have changed from a work token to a store of value token. Now, what does that mean to the layman? What that means to you guys is that you should buy and hold Helium, because it's going to go up. The last time that you and I talked, Helium was at like $1, right? Now it's like at $20.
Right, it's amazing.
Because of the staking that's just been announced in the last couple months. And I see, because I was around in the 2016 to 2018 period with Dash, for those who know Dash, and that anonymous token of sorts, when they went to a staking and validator mechanism, Dash, they essentially went up to $250 to $400. So I see Helium doing the exact same thing in the next 3 to 5 years. So we're talking about a $19, $20 token right now. I easily see it in the 250 to 400 range. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take my advice, but I've been in this game for over a decade. And you know what? When it comes to cryptocurrency, the patterns are pretty obvious. There's not a whole lot of variability with these types of tokens when it comes to the patterns and behaviors and these types of things. So I see this as an awesome opportunity for those who, let me finish out the circle of close out the idea. Get one of these from me for free from Emmert.io. You'll get free HNT tokens, which are now valued at $20 a token. Hold those tokens, hold them and own them, and pay yourself out, make a little bit of, pay yourself out, reward yourself, these types of things. But it's going to act like a store of value like Bitcoin. And so it's one of those tokens you should definitely hold for a long period of time.
Yeah, guys, that is retirement money right there. That is awesome. Now, some of my subscribers and listeners were kind of like a little iffy, like, really, free miners? How are you doing that? Why free miners? So what do you think? Why free miners?
Well, they are free. They're absolutely free. Right now, you can go to CalChip or you can go to different websites and get these miners. You can go to eBay. They're selling for 12 grand a pop, but you don't want to do that. You can get it from me for free. And you say, well, Peter, how do you make money? Well, it's an 80-20 split right now. So we receive 80% of the mining rewards. The hosts receive 20%. This is going to change very soon. We want to make this 50-50 or even more towards the host, especially since the token value has gone up so much and we don't need all those tokens to keep our business afloat. We are trying to be as let's just say savvy as we can to ensure that our 50-person plus company here continues to survive and thrive and build great applications and financial services for our customers and our hosts. But at the same time, we want to make sure that our hosts and our customers who ensure that we make great money by going out and putting these all over the world are also being remunerated and paid effectively and fairly as well. And so right now it's an 80-20 split, 80 our way, 20 to our host. But what we're looking to do this year and the years in future years, and we actually talked about this in our community call this week to our community, a Discord community, is that we want to increase those rewards to our hosts. We're going to be doing more charitable giving this year and in the years to come as well. And so we want to make sure that everyone wins within this free model that we have.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can't beat that. Get yourself a free miner. Now, you said that they have to be within a certain range. You can only have like one within a certain range, right?
That's correct. So, the ideal range is 300 meters to about 2 kilometers. For us Americans with the Imperial, you're talking about like 200 yards, 250 yards to 2 miles, essentially. That is the ideal range for these to connect. And so one of the best ways is to get a free one from us and then refer all your friends and your neighbors around your home. That's what I've done. So I've referred my neighbors and the people around my city here. And I said, hey, sign up. We'll give it to you for free. Actually, I can give it to you for free in person because I'm a local yokel. And so that's how I've created a wireless network here of Helium miners. And what's so great is we all earn together because we're optimized. And so for those who are, again, slanted towards the technology side, the techno side of things, the ideal is kind of a hexagon shape. So if you can create a hexagon shape of these miners in a certain location, that is the ideal and most optimized way for them all to talk so that you can all earn even more rewards over time.
Awesome. And I just want to let everyone listening in the chat know that I will take a couple of questions here towards the end. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will try to get to those towards the end of the show here. Now, on average, on a good month, if you have a miner, how much could you expect to earn on a really good month?
Man, right now you could earn anywhere between like $100 and $400 a month right now. It depends on a lot of factors. So I got to put the asterisks there, right? It depends on how many other miners you're talking to, the distance between those. We're talking about if there's things that are blocking the signal, like trees, houses, metal, walls, these types of things. So my best example would be is we've already covered the entire city of Atlanta. So I'm in the Southeast, I'm in Atlanta. We've already covered the entire city of Atlanta with about 100 hotspots. Each of those hotspots is making about $1,000 a month. not bad for the people that are hosting those, right? But we've canvassed the Atlanta area, so it's very optimized. Everyone can earn together, and so obviously with the price of HNT being about $20 now, as opposed to the last time we talked when it was about $1 or so, obviously the earning potential is a lot more these days, which is why these items are flying off the shelves. It's absolutely crazy. We have a backlog of about over 40,000 orders that we need to get to. So we do FIFO, which means if you guys order today, it's a first come, first serve. So you're going to be on the list, but you're going to get it. It's just going to take time.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Just be patient. I know we already have a lot of you guys waiting for miners. They're coming, so just be patient, and they're going to get them out to you as soon as they can.
Actually, speaking of which, I have an OG miner. It's not what when I say OG. It's one of the original ones. It looks just like this, and it's not provisioned to our company, which means if you have this miner, 100% of the rewards go to you. I want to do a giveaway. It just came up in my gut, rose up in my gut. I have, I think, one over there. I can get it towards the end of this. But if you're willing, Chris, to do a giveaway, do some random number generator with the people that are online right now, I'd love to do a free Helium Miner giveaway. It's a $450 value. And since you'll be receiving 100% of the rewards easily, if you're in a highly dense area, you can be making some good change. So I want to offer that up if you're willing to do that.
Sure, yeah, definitely. Let's see how we could do this. I can get Cory here to pick a number, and whoever gets closest gets one of those miners. If that sounds good.
Hey, I'm down with however you want to do it. It
Hey,
was
Cory,
just
come here a
wasn't
minute.
in my gut.
We'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 10. We're going to do a little giveaway here. Just write it down for me.
Should we make it bigger? Like at one?
Well, yeah, one to 50 maybe.
1 to 50. Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 50. Pick a number, and anyone in the listening here in the chat, go ahead and put what your number is in the chat, and whoever is closest without going over, it's going to be 1 to 50. So whoever's closest without going over will get the miner. I'm just going to let a few people put that in there. And while they populate the chat there, I got a question for you. Can these go anywhere in the world?
No. The short answer is no. Right now, the ones that I'm actually it's a good thing that you asked. The one that I have there that's free, that's going to be given out, is a US Canada only. So if you're in the UK, if you're in South America, you're in Australia, if you're in Europe, ain't gonna work for you. So this is going to be a USA Canada only. So there's certain countries that we're not in yet. For example, India, China, Africa. You guys probably can assume that it takes us quite a long time for licensing and these types of things to get into these countries, but we're super excited to get into India, emerging economies, because that's where about 100 USD per month is life-changing money. And that really is, if I haven't said it before in our last podcast with you, Chris, is that really is kind of the guiding purpose of why I built Emirate, is because I truly believe that giving everyone access to a cryptocurrency miner can truly liberate them from some of the financial constraints that don't allow them to live a full life, or to live a life where they're not working 5 jobs or 2 jobs or whatever, and they can spend more time with their kids or their spouse and these types of things and be innovative. So for me, passing out miners that allow you to earn cryptocurrency for free, I think this is one of my best ideas in terms of being able to impact the world for good. So this is, I'm glad that the conversation has moved towards this so I could explain why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's great. All right, we already have a winner because we got somebody who hit it on the nose. So Headband Harvest, congratulations. Email me all your information, address, name, all that good stuff, and we'll get it out to him, right?
Absolutely. What I will do is I will get that information from Chris. securely through email, I guess as secure as it can get. And I will send it in the post with a tracking confirmation. So that way, and I will also forward that to Chris. So Chris also knows that we're not just saying we're going to pass it out. You're actually going to get it, and it's going to be in the mail. So congratulations. What was his name again?
We have Headband Harvest. So Headband
Headband.
Harvest, congratulations to whoever you are. I hope you're still listening. Send me that email, and we're gonna get that miner out to you, definitely for sure.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, he hit it right on, and it was 33. He got it right on the nose. All right. So yeah, Peter, when it comes to helium, you said that you see, you have no problem seeing it going up to 200 or even higher, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. And the reason is because I've been in this game for over a decade now, and I've invested personally, and it's probably actually shameful to say this, but I've personally invested in probably over 200, 300 projects easily. Have I lost a lot of money on some of these? Yes. Have I done pretty well since Bitcoin was $2.52? Pretty well. So I'm okay. I'm doing all right. But the thing is that when I say that there's not a whole lot of variability in the patterns of crypto, I mean, if there's three categories of tokens: security, utility, and store of value, the models kind of generate the patterns themselves over time. And yeah, I know there's market speculation. I know there's FOMO. I know there's variables, and no one can ever truly predict anything in any type of variable people-oriented market like the stock market. But let's be honest, everything's manipulated anyway. So if you add in the manipulation that is clear and creates patterns as well, then you can pretty much come to a conclusion that if there was a token 5 years ago that has the exact same classification, the exact same patterns, behaviors, and interest over 5 years ago, if a new token comes out that has those exact same characteristics and profile type, I mean, you just buy and hodl. Just buy and hold, because it's going to act very similarly. And I'm an active investor, entrepreneur, and venture capitalist. So I'm always throwing money around all the time, whether it's at projects, crypto, mining, what have you. And so since I'm actively engaged in moving money into all these different variable places, I get to come in contact with these patterns and individuals working in these projects. I think actually, I remember I was talking with a VC colleague of mine just the other week about how awesome it is to be in venture capital in the cryptocurrency world, because I literally get to smash atoms against the bleeding edge technology ideas that venture capitalists, financiers, and operators come to me, and they'll tell me about these bleeding edge things that they're doing. And it's like, whoa, man, there's no way. I could never get this off Reddit. Like, I could never find out this juicy information from any other place. And so I'm really blessed and fortunate to be an operator in the cryptocurrency space, an investor in the cryptocurrency space, and venture capitalist, because that gives me access to network and information that most people just don't get to see or hear. And so I get to see these patterns, and they're pretty daggone clear. So Helium, that's a good one. Let's just say, not a financial advice, but that's just one of those good ones that you probably earn as much as you can, hodl it, store it away, set it and forget it, wake up in 7 years and say, damn, I got 700 grand of this nonsense. Amazing. And then you have a great holiday.
Perfect. Well, we have a little change of winners in the chat. Unfortunately, Headband Harvest is in Australia, so he said to go ahead and give it to the next closest person. The next closest person was Josh Mitchell. I addressed it in the chat. Congratulations, Josh. Send me an email and we will get that out to you.
Josh Mitchell, maybe he can also tell us where he's from. I'm hoping in the Americas or something like that.
But yeah, Josh, hopefully you are in the United States or somewhere that you can get the miner. If you could just confirm that in the chat, just to make sure before we close anything out today. And I'm going to go ahead and address some questions in the chat before we close out. Let's see, what do we got here? What do you think? D&B asks, what do you think about Cardano?
Oh, Cardano is one of those projects that I have invested in early, like 2013, 2014, 2015, I believe. So Cardano is ADA. And if I remember correctly, if you go to coinmarketcap.com right now, I think it's actually number 4 or 5. And so by volume, it's a high mover. Now, Cardano is based out of Japan. And the kind of Southeast Asia of sorts, this project. And it has lots and lots and lots of enterprise connections, partnerships, and use cases that are actually going to be leveraged and applied and executed upon in the near-term future. Now, a small little bit of research into Cardano, you'll find the leadership behind it. I'm not going to say nothing because y'all can do your own research, but look it up and you'll be very impressed, let's just say, with the leadership behind Cardano ADA. And I promise you, you'll find that at the current price, spot price right now, it's worth picking up a couple. Why not? Learn about it, throw 100 bones at it, see where it goes. You might double your money, you might not, but you'll learn something either way. And plus, since it's one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies out there, it's not a bad bet. I think there's a lot of people out there that look at the cryptocurrencies and say there's lots of scams. No. Yeah. If you go into the thousands or the whatever by volume, yeah, there's a lot of, let's just say, sketchy coins. But if you're looking at the top 100 coins on coinmarketcap.com, I mean, come on. We've been around here for so long, my friends. All of those projects are solid. They have great use cases. They have great teams. And frankly, one of the most important measurements is they've lasted the crypto winters, right? A lot of this bad projects will go away because they cannot survive the crypto winters when volume is low, markets are low. There's a lot of speculation and fear, right? FUD that's happening. The last one, for example, was 2008 to the doldrums of 2018, 2019. We saw a lot of crypto companies and projects die because they weren't legitimate. Cardano is one of those ones who survived. It's made its way and it's continuing to grow. So. Great question. Solid project, faux show, not financial advice.
Awesome. There you go, DMB. I got another question from Shell. What's your opinion on XRP? And Josh is in the US, by the way, so he's good.
Excellent, Josh. I can't wait to send you a helium miner that literally hundreds of thousands of people want, but they can't get because supply chain constraints. I'm going to get you one. You'll have it in your doorstep in a week, brother. I got you. What do I think about XRP? So let me take XRP from 2 vantage points. One is a philosophical worldview and one is a pragmatic worldview. Let's talk about the philosophical. The philosophical conundrum and the tension that I have with XRP is it is a controlled, not decentralized asset or token. It also has a liquidity and let's just say an inflation economic system that I'm not particularly enthused about. Let's just say that because it's a centralized token, the rug could be pulled out at any time. You don't have any control over it at the end of the day. And if you've been up in the news, right, XRP has had a lot of, let's just say, kind of sucker punches to it for being a security and these types of things. To be frank, I don't think it's a great investment because of the philosophical. Now, let's go to the pragmatic. Can XRP be a great transmission protocol for the future, especially cross-border transactions? Boom. I'm a big fan of that. Actually, one of the things that I love about cryptocurrency is I hope cryptocurrency completely destroys the entire payday loan world. The payday loan world is a vicious, evil, blood-sucking system that completely takes advantage of the disadvantaged. And the ones who I know people that use payday loans and the percentages are like 70%. It's like I've seen people send money to Mexico at a 27% cost factor. It's like, I'm sending you $100, but you're only going to get really 70 because 30 of it's going to go to, Western Union. That's crappy. That's terrible. And so I would love for cryptocurrency, and I'm getting passionate about it, but understand, guys, I really hate payday loans. I really hate cross-border transaction systems that completely take advantage of people who are trying to send money to their family, their relatives. I think cryptocurrency is great for that because the transaction fees are almost nothing, and you can do it instantly and no government can stop it. And so I'm a big fan of that. So if XRP can do that from a pragmatic standpoint and they can do it well without all the extra political crap that can come along with it, then XRP would be a good token for cross-border transactions and lowering the cost of these types of things. So I know I might not have answered your question, but let me just tell you, I haven't invested in XRP and I will not be in the future.
All right, there you go, Shell. Let's see what else we got. We can take another question. Another one from DNB. What about Orchard? What do you think about those?
Ooh, so I don't like to talk about things that I'm not well informed about. So I am not too well informed about that particular token, so I cannot say.
All right. If there is any other questions, go ahead and leave those in the chat because we will be closing out here shortly. I just want to let everyone know if you want to get your free Helium Miner, go ahead and email me. Our referral link isn't working at the moment. We'll have that straightened out soon. But just go ahead and email me, and the email's forbiddenknowledgenews@gmail.com, and we'll get you on the list, and you will definitely get your miner. It may take a little while, like we said, because the demand is high. It's a fantastic idea, fantastic product, and it's going to help a lot of people out, like you said, right, Peter?
It is it's changing lives today. I can show you guys DMs and pictures of people who said, "Man, I got my miner and I've made $700 over the last 3 months. I totally needed it." And maybe to some people on this stream might say $700, man, that's not a brother. 700 bones is 700 bones, man. I don't care where you're coming from, especially if you got it for free. And so, I love being able to be a recipient of that type of inbound of people saying, "Hey, man, it's really making an impact. I really love earning this. It's great that we can earn it for free." So, and I'm hoping that it can really change some lives and help some people get out of the financial positions that they're in that might be risky or financially risky. Let's put it that way. So absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. We got another question we can take, and it is also from DNB. What about Decentraland?
Decentraland. Okay. So Decentraland, I've done a little bit of research into. This is a really interesting project. Essentially, if essentially you have the ability to buy up digital real estate. This falls in line with my kind of ideas around NFTs, which, as many of you guys probably on the stream have heard about NFTs and the basketball star and the video of his dunk selling for like $6 million or whatever it was. I don't know. I am really on the fence when it comes to digital assets. Now, do we already have these? Yes. Are kids spending thousands of dollars making sure that their digital wardrobes in World of Warcraft or their digital wardrobes in whatever that other shooter game is? I forget what it is right now. Do they spend thousands of dollars on digital assets already? Yes. We live in this world, right? And I actually foresee a future where maybe not us, but our kids will literally have a digital locker that they can access that has all their very specific, non-fungible, very only, super unique digital assets that they own and nobody else owns. This is going to be a reality of the future. Am I mentally prepared for this? Not really, because I don't give a shit about digital avatars and making sure that I have a new skin for my, my level 10 elf warrior. Like I grew up on Dungeons and Dragons, big fan of role-playing games. I grew up with Magic, so I love that world. Big Hearthstone player for those who are out in the Blizzard world. I actually got Legend several times, so I spent a lot of time in that card game. But I just don't know if buying up digital real estate and buying up NFTs is just the right thing right now. I think I need to spend a little bit more time getting adjusted to this new world reality where people are actually going to be spending so much money on digital items that, frankly, it's just the lack of tangibility, brother. I need to figure out how to get over that hump. And maybe it's just because my kids are not old enough yet to saying, "Hey, Peter, I want V-Bucks, for this game. And I want to make sure that I get all these different skins for my avatars." Like maybe it's just because they haven't asked me for that yet and I'm not ready for it, but it's hard for me to get there.
Right, yeah. Well, Peter, I got a couple more questions if you can stick around for a few more
Sure, of
minutes.
course, brother. I'm
Awesome.
here.
All right. Well, let's see. Ruger, I believe, is asking. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Josh. Josh is asking, how do you feel about the future of Telcoin?
Ooh, so Telcoin, again, I won't speak about coins that don't have a lot of information or haven't done personal research into. So that one I've probably spent about 10 minutes looking over the past. I don't know enough to be informed to make a good color commentary.
All right. Another one from DNB, Wax Token and Atomic Bomb.
I've never even heard of those. So
There you go, DNB. You swamped him on that one. All
yep.
right, I think that is all the questions. And guys, like I said, you want to get your free Helium Miner, awesome opportunity. Email me forbiddenknowledgenews@gmail.com. I think we have like 57 more referrals to go before we meet our goal, our first goal, anyway. So yeah, go ahead and email me to get that free miner. And Peter, thank you so much for coming on and talking about the miners. And thank you so much for doing this. This is an amazing opportunity for people.
Yeah, and I just want to be encouraging. So, guys, thanks so much for joining in. It's always great, Chris, to be with you. God bless everyone out there. Be well, be healthy, stay safe.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And until next time, everyone have an excellent evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.